We continue our reading of Lest We Forget, a daily devotional by author George R. Knight. Today's reading, September 16, Two Kinds of Righteousness, Part 4. No human being will be justified in his sight by works of the law, since through the law comes knowledge of sin. Romans 3:20. That Bible teaching seems to be clear enough. The law's function is to hold up God's ideal and to point out our sin when we fail to meet that ideal. The law, Romans 3:20 plainly states, has absolutely no power to save. That is all true, but if I really believe that justification is by grace through faith without works of the law, then what happens to the law? Good question. It was the fear that a downplaying of the law would end up doing away with the Sabbath that motivated the Smith and Butler forces in the 1888 era. Let's listen to Butler on the topic in an article titled "The Righteousness of the Law Fulfilled by Us." He noted that there is a sentiment prevailing almost everywhere that is pleasant but dangerous. Only believe in Christ and you will be all right. Jesus does it all. That teaching, he proclaimed, is one of the most dangerous heresies in the world. The whole point of the third angel's message, he emphasized, is the necessity of obedience to the law of God. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. The Christian world, Butler added, was rapidly losing that truth, and Adventists needed to uplift it. There we have it. Too much of Christ and his righteousness, some feared, would do away with the law, obedience, and the need for human righteousness. That fear was at the heart of the reaction to Jones and Wagner's teachings at Minneapolis. The two sides had two vastly different perspectives. For the reformers, the key words and phrase were Christ, faith, justification by faith, and terms related to Christ's righteousness. The Smith-Butler group, on the other hand, emphasized human efforts, works, obedience, law, commandments, our righteousness, and justification by works. Those two emphases are still quite distinct in Adventism 120 years after Minneapolis. Do they have to be mutually exclusive? Why or why not? How do you line up on these issues? Think it through. Discuss it with your family and friends. This concludes our reading today of Lest We Forget.